All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're at Dover International Speedway tonight for the championship of the season. This is the last race of the season, and I tell you what, I'm Tim McBurry up here in the booth. Alongside me is Ryan Galville. How you doing tonight, Ryan?
I am doing great. Looking forward to an awesome season finale here at the Dover International Speedway, the Monster Mile. And we got a great championship fight here heading into this race. There are 5 drivers with a mathematical chance on winning this championship. And I'm going to run through first here the top 10 in qualifying, then we'll give you the quick points update as cars are just now hitting the grid, starting in the 10th position. And this is a field of 13 cars, by the way. Pretty small field here tonight as the championship winds down. And starting in 10th is Brandon Fries in the number 29 car. Starting 9th, Jerry Glenn. Starting in 8th, championship contender Brandon Ketchum. Starting in 7th, championship contender Edward Morris. Starting 6th is Davey Hendricks. 5th, Andrew Mraz. 4th is championship contender and points leader heading into the race, Nicholas Vroman. Starting 3rd, championship contender Darren Clement. Starting 2nd is Michael Thwaites. And on the pole is John Gonzalez, who ran a 23.402 second lap as the pace car begins to roll off the pit lane here. It's a good-looking field, and also championship contender Dylan Miranda had some issues in qualifying and is now going to be forced to start at the rear of the field in 12th, right in front of Don Kidder, another car who didn't make a lap, so he's 12th out of 13 on the grid. Unfortunately for him, he's going to have to do some work here as he comes into this race tied for second in points. Point standings-wise, as the cars are in turn 2 right now on the pace laps, Nicholas Vroman has a 3-point advantage in the points lead over Brandon Ketchum and Dylan Miranda, who are tied for second in points. Then fourth in points is Edward Morris, who is 9 points out of the points lead, and Darren Clement is 13 points out of the points lead. Those are the only 5 guys with a chance at the championship. You go ahead there, Tim.
I tell you what, it's going to be a good race right here, Ryan. We got some good drivers up there, and I hope they have a lot of respect for one another tonight, because this is the last one of the season, guys. Y'all pull them up there, and let's get ready to go racing.
Pace car has hit the pit lane, and John Gonzalez leads the field to the last green flag start of this race, and he jumps out to an early lead as they head down into turn number 1. Darren Clement makes a move for second. He needs to have a great run to have a chance at the championship, as he is pretty far out, but still in contention here as he comes out of turn 2. Second spot leader of all the playoff contenders here, and John Gonzalez leader of the race right now, though, as he heads out of turn 4. John Gonzalez looking to cap off the season as best as he can right now with a win, as he leads by 0.7 of a second after the first of 155 laps here at Dover Downs, the Monster Mile. And in turn number 2 with Andrew Mraz on the inside of Clement, and Mraz is going to have to fall back in line behind Clement out of turn number 2. Clement working a little bit of a higher line as Andrew Mraz is working on the inside, and he's going to get him out of turn 4 that time. And now Michael Thwaites looking to make a move on Darren Clement.
I'll tell you what, there, we got Nicholas Vorman there in 5th there. He's going to move up there. I guarantee he's going to be up there. We got Michael Thwaites in 3rd there, but Michael Thwaites, I think, is out of it, ain't he?
Yeah, he is too many points out right now. He is 28 points out of the points lead, which is mathematically impossible for him to win this championship. It's down to those 5 guys I mentioned, with Clement, Ketchum, Miranda, Vroman, and Driggin. Those are the last guys in the championship contention there. Vroman, Ketchum, Miranda, Morris, and Clement, is the top 5 that are in contention here. And Vroman, with that pass on Driggin, puts him to 4th, and as they run now, if they were to finish this way, which obviously it's way too early to say they're going to finish this way, Nicholas Vroman would be crowned champion, as he is the points leader, and he's right now the best running out of the championship drivers. We got a crash in the back of the field. 1 car is around, is Brandon Fries, and we're not going to have a caution. He's in the back of the field, no harm, no foul. 1 car that got a little bit of damage, Eric Driggins in the 42 car. He fell back, so did Don Kidder, but Fries is going to get it rolling. No caution. He stays out.
That's good.
John Gonzalez might have kissed the wall not too long ago. He's got a little bit of right front damage, you see, on the hood section in the right front quarter panel of that car. Doesn't seem to be affecting him as he still has a pretty big lead.
He does have a little dent there, but Andrew Mraz is catching up with him there, and Michael Thwaites is catching up.
Yeah, they are catching up, but Gonzalez still has a pretty big lead, and I'm looking back at the contact of Brandon Fries. It was some pretty severe net code. There was a ton of room between Fries and the 97 car, Jerry Glenn, and Fries got turned around, but still it's John Gonzalez with a big 1.5 second lead on the field as he is actually catching Brandon Fries, the lap car, after he got spun around. Fries is probably going to go a lap down here soon, but it's a pretty spread out early start to this race as Gonzalez has put a big lead of 1.5 seconds on Andrew Mraz, two guys that are not in contention for the championship, and then 2.1 seconds back is Michael Thwaites, as in the back of the field, Edward Morris just got into the wall, and he's losing a couple of positions there. He is falling way back now to the 9th position as they come out of turn number 2. He just got the wall pretty heavy at turn 4.
I heard that. Hello, everybody in the chat there, Pat. TNP Knives, all of you guys. Good to see y'all out there. Brandon Ketchum's on there. It's good to see him on there, Ryan.
Yeah, great to see all these guys. I saw Brandon Ketchum thanking everybody for coming out here and watching all season long. And I have to do the same. Thank everybody for coming out and watching all these races all season long. And we have got a good-looking show here tonight for you guys, a season finale here for the K&N Pro Series on ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And Nicholas Vroman just made his way to 3rd past Michael Thwaites, giving him an even bigger cushion on the rest of the championship contenders.
Yeah, but Andrew Mraz is a good ways in front of him up there, Ryan.
Yeah, Vroman's got a ways to go to catch up to Andrew Mraz in the 2nd position. And he really needs to do a lot of work to make that gap get a little smaller. But then again, when it comes to Nicholas Vroman, his goal at the end of the night is to be the champion. And finishing 3rd, 2nd, or 1st when it's Mraz and Gonzalez and in front of them really doesn't make a big difference here because those guys are not contenders for the championship.
I heard that. I wonder how many laps we're going to get to the tank tonight. 35?
I am not sure. Probably somewhere around 30 laps is my guess. Maybe a little less than that. This is a pretty fast track. They're on the throttle for a lot of time due to the high banks of this racetrack compared to last week at New Hampshire. Even though the tracks are the same size, it is a lot faster of a track. And these last few laps, also the battle for the lead here, or what might soon become a battle for lead, is Andrew Mraz has knocked his lead, or John Gonzalez's lead, down from 1.5 to now just under a second just in these last few laps, as Gonzalez has a little bit of damage there from maybe making some contact with the wall earlier in this race.
Yeah, Andrew, I'm telling you what, Andrew's coming up on that lap down car.
Yeah, he's got Brandon Fries there right in front of him. He lost a little time that time by the line, and he's stuck behind Fries right now. Hasn't really been able to get close enough to make a move because Fries isn't all that far off the pace, but once Mraz gets next to him, Fries should more than likely give him the breathing room to get by. And Mraz just really hasn't gotten to him yet. And now he's going to get to the inside in turn 1. Fries going to move way up the racetrack. And Mraz is going to be able to complete the pass as Fries lets him go there. So Mraz now has a mission to get to the lead on John Gonzalez. Both of those guys, remember, not championship contenders, so all they need here tonight is a win. That's all they care about is that win. It's all or nothing.
That's the way it is right there, all or nothing, buddy. But you know, that 3rd guy back there, he is in contention there.
Yeah, he's in more than contention. He is the favorite coming into the night. Most wins on the season. He's got the points lead coming into tonight after last week at New Hampshire. He has a 3-point gap on Mirando and Ketchum, who he is in front of right now, and he just needs to stay calm, keep that gap on those guys. Those are the guys he needs to focus on more than anyone, is Mirando and Ketchum, because those are the two guys closest to him in the point standings. He needs to beat them more than anybody else on the racetrack. Those are the only guys he needs to worry about. He just needs to have a calm, smooth night, And as long as he finishes in front of him or even right behind him, he still might be all right because he has a 3-point gap coming into the night.
Yeah, we got Nicholas. Look at Nicholas there. At 32, Darren Clements is catching up with Nicholas.
Yeah, Darren Clement, he is technically a championship contender, even though he is 13 points out of the points lead that Vroman has. It's a stretch, but it's doable. He's going to need a little bit of help from maybe some bad luck from the front runners. But right now, Nicholas Vroman, he has the position on Clement, but Clement is trying to intimidate, maybe get Vroman to make a mistake, because Clement, as much as he wants Vroman maybe to make a mistake, he doesn't want it to happen in a way that's dirty driving. You don't want to destroy a guy and ruin a guy's championship just because you have a chance only if they have a bad race. So he's working on the back of Nicholas Vroman right now for that third spot, but Nicholas Vroman looking good right now.
Yeah, you said it right when you don't want to get up there and mess with that rascal right there, because he's one in line for the championship.
It is all about respect, really, when it comes down to it. You don't want to make a dirty move like that to win a championship, but Nicholas Vroman just cruising right now in the third spot, maintaining that gap from him back to Darren Clement in fourth.
He got Brandon Freeze right there in front of him. He catching him.
Yeah, that's the lap car Freeze. He got the wall a few laps ago out of turn number 2, and Vroman and Clement reeling them in pretty fast here. And it's just a matter of time till they get by Freeze, who right now, he is the lucky dog if we do get a caution at one point. But these guys pretty spread out, looking like we might have a pretty clean race here to end the season.
Now look at Edward Morris back here in ninth place. He's back here with Michael Thwaites and them guys back here.
Yeah, Morris, he had a bad start to the race. He got into the fence out of turn 4. He's got some pretty heavy damage, and he's fourth in points. 9 points out is doable. But after hitting the wall, and he is struggling right now, one of his not as promising performances on the season right now. He's certainly struggling right now, and yeah, he's got a bad night in front of him.
Got Brandon Ketchum right there in front of him. He's in 8th. He's catching Brandon, look like.
Yeah, Brandon Ketchum, and there's a big gaggle of cars there. Mirando, Thwaites, Hendrick, and Ketchum all nose to tail there. That is 5th through 8th. And Mirando and Ketchum are tied in points for 2nd. And then Morris is a few points behind them in 4th in the point standings. But the way they run right now, Mirando would get by Ketchum in points, but Ketchum would stay in front of Morris as Ketchum goes way wide up toward the wall there in 1 and 2. But that's how they run points-wise at the moment in this race.
I tell you what, Dylan Mirando's in 5th there. Ryan, he is on his way. He knows, but he's got to finish this race. There comes, look what happened there.
Oh, Dylan Mirando's in the wall out of turn number 4. A mistake made, and man, he almost got into Ketchum in turn 1. He came down the track after getting the wall, and that was close to a big accident right there. But Mirando just pushed up and clobbered the outside retaining wall out of turn 4. That did some pretty heavy damage to that car, and man, the Miles the Monster has been doing a lot of damage to the right side of these race cars. A lot of guys kept finding the wall out of turn 4 especially. And right now there's a battle for 8th position. Man, making contact is Ketchum and Morris out of turn 2. Battle for 8th, and Morris is going to make his way by Ketchum, and now Jerry Glenn trying to get by Ketchum for 9th.
Wow, that's Brandon Ketchum there in the 41. You got Jerry Glenn right there up under him there. Ryan?
Jerry Glenn trying to work his way around Ketchum. Glenn is 9th in points right now. Ketchum, though, getting around him. And, yeah, rough night right now for some of these guys. Basically everybody but Vroman and Clement out of the championship 5, I want to call them. The 5 guys that are left with a chance. Everyone's having a pretty rough night.
We got Brandon Freeze back here on 13th back here in the back now. He's the last one on track now.
Yeah, he is still that first car a lap down, just waiting on a caution because he needs one to get the repairs done to that car after that bad accident he had early in the race that unfortunately for him did not bring out the caution and has really set him far back. But all he needs is a caution to maybe save his night.
Oh boy, it'd take a good one though. Up front up there, Nicholas Vorman has took over third. He's caught the 21 of Andrew Mraz, and looked like he's fixing to put the hurt on him there, Ryan.
Yeah, Andrew Mraz has fallen off the pace. That lead that was at about 1 to 1.5 seconds between him and Gonzalez has grown to a 3-second lead for John Gonzalez, and since then, Mraz has been falling apart, and Vrooman rocketing to the inside of him as they come into 3. Mraz is going to drive it in really deep on the outside, trying to get the run on entry there, but Vrooman is just so much faster. I think Mraz might have used up his stuff, which has been kind of something that he has been consistently doing throughout the season. Mraz has been a short-run car, but he has not done the best of jobs at saving his stuff for the long run, and this time it might hurt him as we are on a long run, and he is falling apart here as Nicholas Vrooman catching him for second. 33 laps complete here for leader John Gonzalez. Battle is on, though, for second.
Well, he's squeezing Mirando there, too. I mean, Nicholas Vorman, too. Watch when he goes in turn.
Yeah, he is not giving him a fight, or he's giving him a pretty hard fight, rather, here as Nicholas Vrooman is struggling to get by him, and they're just losing more and more time as Gonzalez is running away with a big lead right now.
Yeah, every time that Nicholas get up under Andrew there, he would put the squeeze on him. He wouldn't block him, but he'd put the squeeze on him, make him stay down there.
Yeah, it's hurting Vrooman's speed and really making it hard for him to pass. And as all this is happening, Don Kidder in the 03 car just pulled down pit road and parked the car for the night. He has left the race, and he is done for tonight. As Don Kidder is going to retire, and Darren Clement's on his way down pit road also.
Oh, Nicholas Vorman got a run on him this time, but he's squeezing him down.
Yeah, that top and middle line is a lot faster than I expected it to be. You would think being glued to that apron would be the way to go, but these guys are running a pretty high line, which makes it really challenging to pass, because to get on someone's outside, it's really just, you got to force them to make a mistake. Because you can't get to their outside when they're up against the wall like that. You can only go to the bottom, and it's hard to make a pass when the run on exit is so good here, as Vrooman is still trying to work by Mraz.
He's getting pretty close to blocking there, Ryan.
Yeah, and Vrooman, I'm sure, is getting frustrated with Mraz here, as Mraz actually just pushed up a little bit too far, and Vrooman's going to make his way around. Mraz, who almost gets the wall, man, he does a great job keeping it off. He's going to fall down to fourth here as Darren Clement, first one to come in, 36 laps complete for him. Green flag pit stops. I think we're getting ready to see him here as guys are starting to run out of tires and grip and fuel and everything. And Darren Clement was the first one to come down pit road, and he just came out, and he's going to be rocketing past these cars as he's 2 laps down, but so much faster with these fresh tires. He's working by Andrew Mraz right now.
Boy, oh boy. Nicholas Vorman, I guarantee he was getting agitated a while ago, because Andrew Mraz was almost blocking him. He was squeezing him that close.
Yeah, he was getting agitated, I'm sure, but he needs to find its patience is the key to this race. He needs to race like he's running for the championship. He's not trying to get that second position over Mraz. That's not the deal breaker. He needs to take it easy, because if he tries and gets aggravated, makes a mistake, that could cost him his whole season in one move.
Yeah, it can, Ryan. I'll tell you what, right where he got loose a little bit right there.
Yeah, he pushed up.
Hey, if he finishes right there, he'd be the champion.
Yes, where he's at right now, and even if he were behind Mraz, still in third, he would be easily the champion, because he's the points leader coming into tonight, and he has all the other guys beat by a long shot, as Morris, Ketchum, and Mirando, the main contenders to try to beat Vrooman, are all having, well, you can't put it into nice words, they're having a pretty terrible night, all 3 of them.
Yeah, they back there at about 7th, 8th, and 9th there. Dylan Mirando is in 9th, and he ain't doing no good.
Yeah, they all have the right side of those cars. I'd say at least Morris and Mirando, the right side of those cars, are all sorts of torn up. They have found that outside wall. As here come pit stops. We got a ton of guys coming down pit road this time. Thwaites is in, Davey Hendricks is in, Jerry Glenn is in, and Nicholas Vroman is in. A bunch of cars make their way down pit road, but some guys still out on the racetrack. I'm going to watch Nicholas Vroman's pit stop here as he holds the 35-mile-an-hour pace pit speed through pit road here. John Gonzalez is still staying out for a few more laps.
There they come, right there. Nicholas Vroman, the first one in.
Yeah, Vroman eases his way into his pit stall. 4 tires and fuel to be expected here as they come in. 42 laps complete, so the fuel mileage is probably about 45 or so laps. I'm sure they could have done a few more as John Gonzalez just now making his way down pit road. Also Ketchum, Morris, and Mraz are all on pit road together. Dylan Mirando, the last car that needs to make a pit stop as Eric Driggins makes his way in. Last one that needs to pit is Dylan Mirando, who is currently scored as the leader as he has not come down pit road just yet.
Yeah, he won't get a layout.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm not 100% sure, but I think you do get a bonus points for leading a lap, so I think that might have been what the strategy was there for Mirando. And oh, we got a car that has plowed down the tire barrels, the water barrels down on pit entry. It's Brandon Fries has scaled the water barrels on pit entry. That car was completely beached up on the pit wall, but no caution because the car was down on pit road, and he needed to get a tow and reset to get back down into pit road there. That car was completely up on top of the water barrels.
That'll probably be the end of him tonight.
Yeah, that's his second incident of the night. Brandon Fries has had a rough night, and that might be it for him. If that is it for him, that brings this field down to 11 cars left, which just makes the worst possible finish for one of these guys a little bit better. And that means more points. But right now, as things file through, Darren Clement, who came down pit road early and had a bunch of extra laps on fresh tires while everyone else was on old tires, that short pitting strategy has actually given him the lead here. Darren Clement now getting bonus points for leading laps, but John Gonzalez, who is now on much fresher tires, is going to be reeling in Darren Clement pretty quick there on fresher tires.
Yeah, don't forget Davey Hendricks is coming in there. He's catching him too. He's catching Nicholas Vroman.
Yeah, Vroman's got Davey Hendricks right behind him. He must have had a really good pit stop there, that 55 car. Not far behind him. We're going to have to see if Vroman or Hendricks has the pace to catch up to Vroman there, but John Gonzalez still has a pretty big gap over Vroman, almost a full straightaway between the two of them as they come down into turns 3 and 4. But Darren Clement, he's still got the lead now, but he's losing about half a second per lap, so I'd give it maybe 5 more laps for John Gonzalez to get around Clement to take that lead back, as John Gonzalez has been out front this whole race here and has only lost the lead now due to pit strategy, as Darren Clement is going to lead a couple laps.
Yeah, Nicholas Vroman right now is in the place where he needs to be. If he finishes right in there, he'll be all right.
So the way the bonus point system works is you would get a bonus point if you were to lead the most laps. You get a bonus point as long as you qualify, and you get 2 bonus points if you're able to finish the race without any incidents, which is not the easiest thing to do, of course, but it's if it really comes down to the wire between these guys, it could come down to bonus points. As the battle for the lead is on, John Gonzalez is going to stick his nose in under Darren Clement in turn 3. He's not there yet as they come out of turn 4 on the fresher tires. Clement's going to lead this time by, as Eric Driggins, a lap car, just got by Darren Clement to get his lap back, but Clement is bound to lose this lead any second as he is really pushing hard trying to keep Gonzalez behind him, driving real aggressive right now.
Yeah, that was a little blocking going on there just then.
Yeah, he's really cutting the nose of Gonzalez off, and it's getting awfully close there with Eric Driggins, a lap car. Man, It's getting awfully scary there between those three cars. Eric Driggins, who's a lap car, right in front of Darren Clement, and John Gonzalez, who is faster, but Gonzalez is trying to be patient here. He's in no rush. He just needs to get around these guys. He knows he's faster.
He needs to lay back a little bit from them because they were getting dangerous there a while ago.
Oh, and he caught the apron there, Darren Clement did. Man, it's really easy to lose control of your car when you catch the apron like he just did, but he is still going strong.
Yeah, I see.
Oh, there goes Gonzalez. Yep, you're right. He's got it on the inside out of two. John Gonzalez to the lead here. Clement gives up no fight that time. Gonzalez there and to the lead.
Well, you got Mraz going. I mean, Bauman's going to catch him if he didn't.
Yeah, as long as Clement was holding up Gonzalez, Vroman was reeling them in. But now that Gonzalez has gotten the lead, Vroman might not be able to reel him in as quick. But Gonzalez with a 1.8 second lead over Vroman in third. Clement is soon to be swallowed up by the rest of the field here behind them.
Yeah, the 42 of Darren Clements right there is his, or his 32. Oh, that's 42 there.
Yep, 42 of Driggins there. He is a lap car trying to hold on to the lead lap. He is not that much slower than Gonzalez, so he's putting up a fight there, trying to stay on the lead lap.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be able to do it because John Gonzalez is fast.
Yeah, that car is fast. He has not looked back all race long from the lead, and he's looking to take these bonus points for leading the most laps in this race away from all of our chase contenders here. So that's going to take away a possible bonus point for any of them because I think he's easily going to lead the most laps in this race as long as all goes right for him. Man, but he's getting right close to the bunker of Eric Driggins, and well, we have a second here of green flag racing, and everyone's sort of spread out. We're going to go through the championship 5 here. Nicholas Broman is running third, your points leader. He is in third right now, and as they run, he would take the championship. Darren Clement, who's 5th in points, he's running in second right now, even though he's on older tires, and he is way out when it comes to points. He needs more than what he's got right now in second. And then we got to look way back to the 7th position, Edward Morris. He's 4th in points. And he's got right now 2 positions on Ketchum and Mirando. It's going to be a really close battle to see who takes 2nd and 3rd in the points the way they're running right now because Ketchum is in 9th and Mirando is in 10th. They are both having pretty bad nights right now. And the way they run, it's going to be close battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the points. Maybe even 5th here because Clement's having a good night, so we're going to have to see how that all shakes out. But as they run, Nicholas Broman has the championship pretty well wrapped up. We got a caution. Dylan Mirando, championship contender, has lost it out of turn number 4, and he is stopped down on the inside wall just short of the start-finish line. 60 laps into this race, first caution.
See what happened here.
Looks like Mirando got the apron. He got the apron there in turn 4, and there's no holding on to that car. You could see when he got the apron, he lost it and nosed it into the fence on the inside safer barrier. That's not a good deal for him, as the caution for the first time tonight has come out. And that's a pretty big deal for Darren Clement, because here comes the whole field down to the pit road. That's going to equalize everyone's fuel and tires, and Darren Clement picked up some track position by short pitting there. Good strategy call by him, got a little lucky with that caution timing. And also, good fight. Remember how Eric Driggins was battling to stay in front of John Gonzalez. He was right in front of him when the caution came out, and that keeps him on the lead lap. Good battle there by Eric Driggins to stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, here they all come.
The whole field down pit road together. John Gonzalez leads them. Let's see who's going to come out first from pit road.
Michael Twaits, he had to back up twice.
Yeah, he overdrove his box pretty bad. The battle out of the pits is close, but Darren Clement gets John Gonzalez by a nose, and Darren Clement having a heck of a night right now, doing exactly what he needs to do. He needs to find a way to win this race, and he has the lead as they come back for the restart. Gonzalez falls to second. Vroman to third. Thwaites is fourth. Glenn is fifth. Sixth place, Brandon Ketchum. Seventh is Edward Morris. Davey Hendricks falls all the way to eighth. And Andrew Mraz and Eric Driggins are still on pit road getting damage repaired. But first caution here, more than a third of the way through this race, not too far off a halfway. And your leader is the 32 with Darren Clement.
Boy, just think about it, though. Nicholas Foreman's going to be right behind Darren when he gets off.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Those two guys, the best running of the championship contenders, going to be starting nose to tail.
Yes, sir. But I still think that Nicholas Foreman got enough points, though. We don't know how many they're going to get for leading a lap or what, you know.
Yeah, the way they run, Nicholas Vroman would still easily have the championship by a couple of points, but it's still a ways to go in this race, and the way Darren Clement's running, he still has got a shot at getting a little bit of help. Maybe he's already got half the championship contenders having a bad night and running toward the back. As long as Nicholas Vroman stays up toward the front, around the top 5, he should be all right. But if Vroman has an incident and falls toward the very back, I would not count Darren Clement out at all, even though he's got the worst odds out of any of the top 5 in points. 13 points out of Nicholas Vroman's point lead.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, buddy. Look at that top cat out there. Boy, they just getting it.
And the other thing is if you look at the top 5 in points, every single one of those drivers is Apocalyptic Motorsports affiliated, except for Darren Clement, is the one driver that is not on Apocalyptic Motorsports in that top 5. Roman, Ketchum, Mirando, and Morris, the top 4 in points, all Apocalyptic Motorsports. And then we have the lone Darren Clement, who is not on that team. He is trying to win a championship for, I guess you could call the best of the rest of the field that is not Apocalyptic Motorsports. He's trying to get this championship here for the rest of the field.
I'll tell you what, Ryan, he's going to have 5 hot motorsport apocalyptic, whatever you said, right on him, buddy.
Yeah, he's got them all right behind him there. You see Thwaites, who is not in the championship fight. He's in that group. He's right there in 4th.
Who was that come up back there and hit the wall?
That was Dylan Mirando, who came flying in and tore down the wall and even got in the back of Andrew Mraz. Good job catching that. I didn't even see that. I had to rewind there. But, yeah, and Dylan Mirando, add an insult to injury, just hit the wall trying to catch up to the field, checking up there under caution. Green flag back out in the air here at Dover International. We still got about 91 laps to go. And nose to tail, they are side by side through turns 1 and 2. Gonzalez and Darren Clement dead even out of turn number 2. Gonzalez on the top might have kissed the wall. And so did Brandon Ketchum there toward the back of the field championship contender in the wall. But right now, Gonzalez has a good run on exit here. I think he might be able to get Darren Clement. Man, he's getting close to that wall. But John Gonzalez, with the strength on that outside line, is going to reclaim the lead quickly on that restart, not giving Darren Clement a second out front. John Gonzalez right back to the lead.
Yeah, Nicholas Borman was a little bit sleepy there, wasn't he, on the restart?
Yeah, I think he was trying to just keep it clean, take it easy, don't make any mistakes, because that's the last thing he wants. He's got the championship locked in if he just keeps running where he's running. You saw Ketchum there toward the middle of the field catch the wall, no pun intended, out of turn number 2, and that might have done some damage to that car. He needs to have a good run here. He's got to catch back up to the front, and hopefully he doesn't have any damage to that car.
That's right, man. I tell you what, John Gonzalez, it looks like he's going to be the one that has to mess up for anybody getting him.
Yeah, he is fast, and right now we got a tense battle going on between Clement and Thwaites for second. And Nicholas Vroman is clenching his toes as he watches those guys getting into each other. Last thing he wants to see is a crash right in front of him, because then he'll be collected if he can't avoid the accident, and that's exactly what he doesn't want to happen. But Clement is able to get around Thwaites, and now it's Vroman running in 5th as we got big contact there. Right behind him for 5th, it was Jerry Glenn and Davey Hendricks door slamming their way down the front straightaway, making a lot of contact out of turn 4. man, Clement and Hendricks were getting into it there for a second. They're all good, no harm, no foul. Man, they held on to it somehow as they came into turn number 1, but we are still clean and green as the field begins to string out 70 laps complete here at Dover.
I'll tell you what, that's a hornet's nest there, like Joe said, right in there.
Yeah, 5th on back from Glenn to Hendricks, Mraz, Morris, Ketchum, all those guys are nose to tail as Vroman making a big move on his teammate Michael Thwaites, who I think just let him go there in turn 3. That's the nice thing about having teammates. Michael Thwaites just pulled up out of the way and let championship contender Nicholas Vroman, his teammate, right on by for 3rd.
Well, there wasn't nothing that Michael can do because Michael's out of the race. I mean, he's out of the championship. Only thing he can do is get in there and win.
Yeah, nice thing for him to do for a teammate is just give him that spot, let him chase down Darren Clement, and just give him the spot, give him more points if it all comes down to that move, and just being nice between teammates, and that's what it could all come down to here, even though Nicholas Vroman, as they run, even though he is second to Darren Clement when it comes to best running of the championship contenders, Clement's so many points out, it's still all Vroman right now as they run.
Yeah, he don't seem to be catching that 32 of Darren Clements there too much. He ain't worried about it, really. He just, right now, he's in just breezing.
Yeah, he knows just as good as we do what the point standings and the point situation looks like. So he's just chilling out right where he's at in 3rd, and he knows where he runs right now is just going to be good enough. And that's all he needs is good enough to win the championship.
Yeah, because Edward Morris is back in 8th, and Edwards is having a problem with his, so he ain't got to worry about it, I don't think.
Yeah, Morris is way back in 8th. We got Ketchum in 9th and Miranda a lap down in 11th. He's got those guys beat by quite a bit, but the big difference is Darren Clement, he wants to still run as best he can, even though he might not be able to win the championship as long as Vroman has a good night. If Clement ends up with a good finish of maybe 1st or 2nd here. Oh, we got a big crash on the back straightaway. It's Davey Hendricks, and man, Edward Morris snuck by that. I don't know how he missed that crash without getting any severe contact, but caution comes out as Davey Hendricks got upside down coming into turn number 3 down the back straightaway. Let's look at a replay of that one.
Wow. That's a wild
Man.
ride there.
Yeah, he got into it on the middle of the straightaway like he did a few laps ago again with Jerry Glenn. Those two guys have hit each other twice now on the middle of straightaways, which is odd, but he got up on his side. Man, I don't know how Edward Morris was able to miss that. He went down almost into the grass down there in turn 3 to miss that crash, and man, he did a great job. That could be a bit of a championship saver there if he still got a chance.
I tell you what, they all coming in for fuel now. That'll put Nicholas Vroman, if he can get in there and get out.
Yeah, they're all down pit road now as the caution is out. Dylan Miranda should get the lucky dog, which will be putting him back on the lead lap. But John Gonzalez leads the field down pit road. We'll see how these guys file out.
I believe they'll be all right. I don't get to look over there much, over there, Pat, you and everybody over here, but I see y'all over there, and I appreciate y'all very much. So look over there very much. Hey, Christina.
John Gonzalez just made his way out of pit road in the lead, and the top 3 positions, top 5 positions actually stay the same. Top 4 stay the same there. Thwaites is 4th, Vroman 3rd, Clement 2nd, Gonzalez holds the lead. Andrew Mraz gets around Jerry Glenn for 5th, Morris is 7th, Ketchum is 8th, Driggins is 9th, and Brandon Ketchum, or Davey Hendricks rather, is getting as much damage as he can get fixed right now as he's down pit road in 10th. And Dylan Miranda just got back on the lead lap with the lucky dog. He's in 11th. 12th place is Brandon Fries, who is 6 laps down. And that's everyone that's left in this race.
Yeah, that's right. I know you do, Pat. I appreciate it. I'm an old man up here, you know. I'm the old guy, and Ryan is the young one.
Yep.
Well, I got Ryan. He can call it a race. I have to work all these doggone cameras in here and keep up with them, and I told Ryan, you know, hey, we're gonna do it. There'll be 79 laps when they go around this time there, Ryan.
Yeah, we are about to complete 71. It'll be 79, I think, to go maybe. Just closing in on halfway in this race.
Yeah. I'm wondering if Nicholas Foreman's going to be asleep this time.
Yeah, we'll see. He's restarting third, and let's see what he does here on the restart. He's certainly trying to keep his nose clean to win this championship.
He'll be starting in the same place he did a while ago. I got the hiccup. Give me a drink of coffee.
So we just took one to green here. Pace car lights are out. Brandon Fries just took the wave around. Puts him now 6 laps down. And he's going to need a lot more cautions to make up those laps. But we'll see what happens here. I guess you never know. But John Gonzalez is still your leader. As we're coming, yes, it's to lap 80. Coming to green on lap 80. So we're past halfway now. So John Gonzalez and Darren Clement are going to lead the field to the green. Nicholas Roman and Michael Thwaites make up row 2. Andrew Mraz and Edward Morris make up row 3. And then it's Brandon Ketchum and Eric Driggins, row 4. Davey Hendricks and Dylan Miranda, row 5, come to the restart.
We're going to see who's asleep this time.
Let's see, Darren Clement trying to get as much of an advantage he can on the restart. It's the field is in the hands of John Gonzalez, and we are green. Clement is clear. Gonzalez is clear for the lead, and Nicholas Roman is trying to stick his nose under there on Clement, but he's going to think smart and into turn number 1. Clement's clear for second. Gonzalez clear for the lead. Battles for fourth between Thwaites and Mraz. Mraz is going to get it out of turn number 2. He stays 4th. Thwaites is 5th. Morris is in 6th position, and 7th is Brandon Ketchum, and the field is single file out of turn number 4.
I tell you what, Nicholas Foreman's car ain't running too good this evening, is it?
Yeah, he's just taking it easy for Roman there in the 3 car, and having a solid night. That's all he needs.
Oh yeah, he got Darren Clements right there in front of him. He got to get around him. And he'll get around him before it's over with.
Yeah, even if he doesn't get around him, I'm sure he'll be just as happy because the way they run, he's a champion, so he's just going to take it easy, maybe pass him, maybe not. It's all on him. See how aggressive he wants to get. He just doesn't want to leave his comfort zone because the last thing he wants is an accident.
No, he don't want no accident because that'll bring him out of contention.
Yeah, it could knock him out, and the way they run, if he also has 0 incidents, that's even more bonus points. If he has 0 incidents in a race, that's 2 bonus points. So his car is completely clean. I haven't seen him hit the wall or hit another driver, and if he holds on with that 0 incidents, that just gives him even bigger of a cushion on the rest of the field.
Yes, it will. Darren Clements is doing a good job.
Yeah, he's having a great race, which is what he needed, but along with a great race, he needed some misfortune for the rest of the field in the championship contenders, and Nicholas Roman is just having a solid night, so Clement's chances at a championship are slim to none still, but he might shoot up to a top 3 spot in the championship standings here. He came in 5th, but bad night for Morris, Miranda, and Ketchum. He could shoot himself into the top 3.
Yeah, well, he's right there where he needs to be. But it wouldn't hurt for him to lead a couple of them.
And toward the back of the field, Dylan Morano just made some big moves there. He just passed Eric Driggins and Jerry Glenn in one lap, goes from 10th to 8th now. He's only one spot behind Brandon Ketchum, which those guys come into tonight's race tied for second in points. So whoever finishes better out of those two guys basically gets the better finish in the point standings, which right now that would go to Ketchum because he's got a spot up on Mirando.
Yeah, I see that.
But then in front of both of those guys in 6th is Edward Morris. But then again, he is 6 points behind those two, so he needs a couple more spots of a cushion between him and those two to pass them in points. And while that's all going on, who's 13 points out is Darren Clement, and he's running second. And he just hit the wall hard at a turn number 4. Here comes Roman for second. Darren Clement just got the wall out of 4.
Let's take a look at that.
He's holding on all right, but yeah, he got some damage, and he's going to fall to 3rd, but he's making a move on Vroman for 2nd.
Would I give Vroman there a good chance to catch up with John Gonzalez?
Man, and Nicholas Vroman's in a scary spot right now. He's got one guy on his back bumper really close is Andrew Mraz, and Darren Clement on his inside pushing up. Clement had to back off. Vroman kisses the wall. And we got a gaggle of cars here into turn 3, man. It's getting close. Nicholas Vroman, this is not what he wants to see, because the last thing he wants is any sort of accident. Man, he just barely kissed the wall out of 2, but Vroman is clear into 2nd, and all he wants to do now is run away. He does not want to be close to any other cars. He just wants to finish this clean, and he is up to 2nd. Clement falls to 3rd, and now it's Mraz, Thwaites, and Morris all hound dogging that 32 car, Darren Clement.
Boy, they are messing with the number 3 of Nicholas Roman, too. Darren Clements ain't going to give it up. They going to cause him a wreck.
Yeah, that was getting really hairy there, man. Andrew Mraz is pushing up. He's in the wall. Oh, man, I don't know how that was not a crash. He destroyed the wall out of 2, loses multiple spots, including one to Brandon Ketchum and one to Edward Morris, who are all championship contenders there. Dylan Mirando trying to work by him. A lot of cars finding the wall here in this last couple of laps.
Well, let's see, they got 15 laps on their tires. They shouldn't be hitting the wall this early.
Yeah, they haven't lost that much grip. Shouldn't be sliding around just yet, but here comes Edward Morris making a move on Michael Thwaites on the inside. That move is for 4th as we find Edward Morris and now Brandon Ketchum going for 5th, finding their ways toward the front of the field as a couple guys finding the wall at the same time as Michael Thwaites pushes wide in turn 1.
I've seen that. Both of them followed one another.
Oh, man, still some contact happening toward the back of the field around Thwaites and Mirando, and lots of cars getting really close to each other here.
Only thing that can hurt Nicholas right now is Darren Clement.
Yeah, Darren Clement's still hanging in there right behind him in 3rd, even though he's got some damage from hitting the wall pretty hard. And Edward Morris and Brandon Ketchum, though, have moved their way from running just barely in the top 10. Now they're in the top 5 together.
I heard that. They hit the wall a while ago together, didn't they?
Yeah, both of them did. And then a couple other guys hit the wall with Mraz and Thwaites, and they picked up on those. They've made some positions.
I heard that. Well, I tell you what, we say hello there to Sim Speed Shop there, Ryan. They have got everything that iRacing is makes, man. I tell you, the button boxes, handbrakes, you name it, they got it. And we want to congratulate them for being with us all season. And buddy, I tell you what, it's been a heck of a ride, ain't it?
It has been a wild ride through this season. We aren't even done yet, even though the way they're running, it's looking pretty solid here tonight, but anything could happen, of course. It's been an awesome season. We've seen all sorts of races, from photo finishes, fuel mileage races, all sorts of great action here. Great fields of really talented drivers here in this low-class series for these guys. I can see a lot of these guys having a chance at maybe having a chance at making their way through the ranks here in the Extreme Motorsports 99.com series. And yeah, it's been an awesome season.
They'll do good for next season. If Nicholas Foreman he wins it, he'll have a great shot coming out next year. He have the momentum on his side. Momentum.
Yeah, that's for sure. And Nicholas Roman actually coming out of turn 4 a lap and a half or two ago. Darren Clement got up next to him, and Roman just backed out and let him go. Roman is playing smart right now and knows what he's fighting for, and he just let Clement go, knowing that he's still championship winner if he finishes where he is now in third.
Yeah, he ain't got to worry about Darren Clement.
He knew Clement was faster, and he let him go.
That's the way to be. That's what I'd have done.
Oh, we got a crash in the back. Jerry Glenn is around in the inside wall hard. Andrew Mraz got the wall out of turn 4, and Glenn had nowhere to go. Ended up crashing into the inside wall.
Let's see what it's doing here. Oh, yeah.
Andrew Mraz wasn't even close to making that corner, and man, it was actually not Jerry Glenn hitting Mraz, but Jerry Glenn checking up. He got hit by Dylan Mirando. Mirando got into the back of Glenn just barely when Glenn got on the brakes. Mirando didn't get much damage at all, but man, Jerry Glenn is destroyed and might be out of contention for tonight.
Boy, he split him.
That changes a lot.
Yes, it does.
And it's one less car in this race and one more position for all of those guys toward the back of the field. Dylan Mirando just gained a spot off of that. He is now up to 6th. We've got the championship contenders actually running 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th right now. All 5 of them on top of each other.
Jerry Glenn's motor is smoking there. Ryan, I believe it's over for him tonight.
Yeah, it looks like it. He's actually leading the field down pit road, even though he's a lap down. He is in front of everybody right now, making his way down the pits. Certainly dirtying up the windscreens of everybody, which might be a little of an annoyance to everybody, but they're all coming in to get a tear off anyway. The field has made their way into pit road for a pretty big pit stop here.
Oh, yeah. We'll see how they come out here.
Less than 50 laps remaining here from Dover. Just about less than 50 laps left probably when we go green here. 155 lap race. John Gonzalez leads out. And look who jumps all the way up to 3rd is Edward Morris.
Lord,
he is the first one that's really got a chance to get up over Nicholas Vroman. And he made his way up to 3rd. Now Vroman has got a challenge on his hands as Mirando, Ketchum, Vroman, Morris, and Clement are all on top of each other. Clement is 2nd looking at this restart.
But I'll tell you what, they all 5 right there together. I'm telling you, it's wow. It's going to be a wild restart.
Yeah, it got crazy there once I saw all these guys get grouped together. Now, the way that they run all next to each other, this could get real interesting between the championship contenders. One slip-up could cause a season-changing accident by one of these guys, and we know Nicholas Roman is probably going to be still taking it easy, maybe not that easy, trying to keep these guys behind him, but these guys, Mirando, Ketchum, and Morris, are going to be driving like they've never driven before. They're going to be going absolutely nuts trying to get every position they can, and that could cause issues with some of these guys, could cause accidents.
I tell you what, Morris, I tell you what, he's going to be gunning for it. Now, Edward Morris is a hot driver, and he's right there in 3rd. And he got Nicholas Foreman right there up under him there. So we're going to see how this starts.
Certainly going to be interesting and very entertaining also. This is one of the biggest restarts of the season. Could be the last one of the season if we have a long green flag run here. It's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out.
Yeah, it is. Wow. Well, everybody, I hope y'all are enjoying the ExtremeMotorsports99.com, the race tonight. I tell you, Dover's a good track, and it's a good place to end it. And I appreciate everybody that's come out. ExtremeMotorsports99.com. on the OSRN network.
So John Gonzalez is going to take the green flag here on the completion of lap 104, which means we will have 51 laps in the for the remainder of this race. We have 10 cars on the lead lap. Davey Hendricks being the last of those. He's in 10th. Jerry Glenn, who just crashed out of this race, he's done tonight. He is still going laps down, but it's going to end up being Brandon Fries, who will move up to 11th. He is 5 laps down. Once he gets around Jerry Glenn, who's out of this race, Brandon Fries still in. He's 5 laps down, and it's going to be a wild one here as John Gonzalez leads Darren Clement and the rest of the championship contenders to the restart here. John Gonzalez in the number 8 car. Pace car takes the dive down onto pit lane. And John Gonzalez takes off as Edward Morris looking to fight Darren Clement for second. He's putting up a good fight there for second as they come roaring into turn number 1. Gonzalez is gone. Morris up to second, and Ketchum is around Roman for third. And out of turn number 2, they are all clear. Morris to second. Clement looking for second now. He's trying to do the crossover from the top to the bottom out of turn 2. Battling now for second. Clement on the inside, Morris on the outside, and Ketchum back to 4th.
And Nicholas ain't worried about none of it, is he?
No, where he's running in 5th, it's getting a little close, but right now where he runs, it's close, but he should have the championship. But then again, it's still a mess of cars, and those guys around him are the guys with the best chance at the championship, the 41 and the 27, and they're working as hard as they can to try to make a move as Clement and Morris are going at it right now for second, and the way they are sliding around, Ketchum is gaining on them, and if Ketchum can make up some spots, it could be his championship in his hands for the first time tonight. A change in possible championship running order as Ketchum trying to make a move for third. This is a big move for him, championship changing move for Brandon Ketchum.
Yes, it is there, Ryan. I'll tell you what, he got Nicholas Foreman right there on a donkey, though.
Oh, yeah, Ketchum was able to pick up the spot, but looks like Broman might follow him through, which will not help Ketchum at all. Ketchum really needs that 32 car of Darren Clement to hold on, and he does. That puts a gap between Ketchum and Broman from 3rd to 5th right now between those 2 cars. That is a pretty important gap right there. The way they run, it is very close in this championship.
Oh, it's going to be close. I guarantee you it's going to be real close.
Right now, as they run, it could be a 1-point difference between these 2 guys, depending on how bonus points get panned out. But this 1-point difference between the 2 of them, it could shrink to 0 in a tiebreaker. Not honestly sure how a tiebreaker would work, but I think it usually comes down to who has the most wins in the season, which would easily go to Nicholas Roman, who has racked up a whopping 4 wins this season, and Ketchum has 2 coming into this race. But Nicholas Roman, he's got a gap right now to make up.
It'd fall down to that. He's going to let 42 get up under him if he ain't careful. Eric Driggins.
Yeah, Driggins is trying to work around Mirando, which Mirando is working as hard as he can. He is also in the contention just as much as Ketchum is, but Mirando got passed by Driggins, and we got a caution on the racetrack. Michael Thwaites is around in the back.
Oh boy, that's done him in.
We're going to have another restart. It was coming down into turn number 1. Andrew Mraz made a big dive bomb into turn number 1 and got into the left rear of the 12 of Michael Thwaites. And I think Andrew Mraz might have actually gotten disqualified for going over the incident limit, as right when he got into the 12 of Thwaites, car just disappeared. So I think that might have been disqualification on the 21. So in that case, that's another car out of the race. Michael Thwaites is still in it. He didn't get a ton of damage. He might be all right he should be all right to finish this race. He's pulling over to let the pace car by. But we're going to have to see here. That was not the longest of runs. Let's see who comes down into pit road this time. Looks like Gonzalez is coming down pit road, and he's got a pretty good gap on Edward Morris as they make their entry. The whole field is in pit road.
All except for Michael Thwaites and Andrew Mraz.
This is a big battle here coming down pit road. Who comes out where? Could be the difference maker in this season, as we're coming down to about 40 laps to go and we go green this time.
All right, we're looking at the pit road here. We'll see who's going to get out first. I tell you what, that car right there is on first pit stall, so on the end.
I didn't see any big mistakes by anyone coming down pit road. Everyone parked it pretty well. We got one car coming out quick here. Oh, man, Darren Clement comes out way in front, along with Eric Driggins. Maybe some two-tire strategy there. But as all that happens, Brandon Ketchum only has one position up on Nicholas Vroman. That's not enough. Those two guys are nose to tail, 4th and 5th right now. But Darren Clement in the lead. Driggins is 2nd. Gonzalez 3rd. 4th is Ketchum, 5th is Vroman, 6th is Morris, and 7th is Dylan Mirando, as Darren Clement has moved himself toward the front here again compared to all these guys.
Do you think he might have took 2 tires there, Ryan?
I'm gonna look back to see if he took 2 or 4. Darren Clement, yeah, Darren Clement took 2 tires along with Eric Driggins.
Oh, that ain't gonna do him no good.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how that all works out, because those 2 cars took 2 tires, while the first car on 4 tires is the number 8 of John Gonzalez. Everyone else took 4 tires, but the 32 and the 42, 2 tires. Then again, that's what Eric Driggins needs to do. He needs to have a 2-tire pit stop like that. He needs to take a gamble, a risk to try to win this championship, because he is on the outside looking in compared to the rest of the field.
Yep. You got the 41 there. He's in contention for it. Brandon Ketchum.
Yes, Brandon Ketchum running in 4th, and Vroman is in 5th. The way they run right now, it's close between Vroman and Ketchum, but Vroman with the 3-point gap on Ketchum coming into this race, Ketchum only being 1 spot ahead, is not enough, I do not believe, but yeah, the later we've gotten into this race, it's become the closest this championship has been all night long. Up until about lap 100, it was Vroman all the way. We thought there was no way he'd be looking back, but Ketchum and Morris and Mirando have all sort of woken up later in this race and put Vroman further toward the back of the field. And Darren Clement has been working as hard as he needs to be in leading this race, because he needs as many points as he possibly can. And he's not out of it yet. We still, I got to say, all 5 of the championship contenders are still in it with a chance to win the championship. We're going to go green with exactly 40 laps to go once we come around to take the green, and it's looking like it's going to be a good one.
I don't think them 2 tires are going to hold up for about 4 or 5 laps, and then they're going to pass them.
Dylan Mirando just came down pit road. He just came in and topped off and took 4 tires. The way they run right now, if we go green the rest of the way, fuel should not be a huge issue. It would be sort of close, but I feel like everyone should be able to make it. But fuel and tires, Mirando just came in to top off to be sure, because he was at the tail of the lead lap. But Mirando the furthest back out of the championship contenders. But Darren Clement leads Eric Driggins 2 tires for those 2 cars on the front row. We're going to see how that works out. Green flag in the air, field in the hands of Darren Clement in the 32 car. He takes off to an early lead on Driggins and Gonzalez, who are going to single file out there coming down to turn number 1.
There comes Nicholas Gorman down under 41 there.
Oh man, Driggins is putting up a good fight on Clement. It got awfully close there out of turn 2. Gonzalez has that preferred high line on Darren Clement, who's got an issue toward the bottom of the track. He had a really scary entry to turn 3 there, and he is dropping back fast as Brandon Ketchum's working his way around the outside of Darren Clement. He's going to make a spot up there as Brandon Ketchum up to 3rd, and Nicholas Vroman is still stuck back there in 5th.
Somewhere he don't need to be.
He needs to make up spots, because right there where he's at, it's not a guarantee that he's even in the championship lead. It's close between him and Ketchum, because Ketchum is 2 spots in front of him right now. And Eric Driggins, though, still leading over John Gonzalez. He's getting some laps led in here tonight. That 42 car running sort of strong here with those 2 tires, but John Gonzalez is certainly faster, and it's a matter of time, really, until he reels him in and maybe he makes a pass here soon.
I believe Nicholas Bowman gets 32 there of Darren Clements there in just a few minutes, because you can see him catching him.
Yeah, he's a lot faster, and he's reeling him in real fast here, coming out of turn number 2. John Gonzalez kisses the wall that time out of 2, barely. You can see he's trying his hardest to try to reel in that 42. And that 8-car, John Gonzalez, again, he's got nothing to lose from wrecking out of this race. He is just here for a good run. He's not here for a championship. Neither is Eric Driggins. Both of those guys are out of contention.
Nicholas Borman needs to get ahead of that Darren Clements, man.
Yeah, we got a big battle here for third. It's actually Clement working his way around Ketchum for third. Oh, but Clement's going to get the wall barely at a fourth. He had to check up a ton, though. He didn't hit the wall very hard, but he had to back out of the gas big time. And Darren Clement loses a couple of spots there. Morris got around him. Thwaites got around him. Mirando's trying to work his way around him. But now, more importantly, Vroman right behind Ketchum. That puts Vroman, it should put Vroman at least back into the championship lead as they run. And as all that happened, Gonzalez easily works his way around Eric Driggins back to the lead, John Gonzalez, and he's looking to run away with it now.
Nicholas ain't got to worry about that right there. He got to worry about that that 41 of Brandon Ketchum.
Yeah, that battle for the lead means nothing when it comes to the championship. They're just battling for one more win on the season, both of those guys, Gonzalez and Driggins. Driggins actually has not won a race all season, and the 8-car Gonzalez has, though. I think he won at Michigan earlier this season, and this battle, though, between the 3, the 7, and the 41, these guys are all teammates. It's getting heated, and these guys do not want to make a mistake, although they're going to be racing each other like they're not teammates, because they are trying to win a championship here.
Well, I'm telling you, what do you do when you got your teammates can win the championship there?
Here comes Clement on a move. Clement making a move on Thwaites here on the inside, and yeah, that question comes up. Do you race teammates as if they were your teammates, or do you just completely abandon that whole idea because you're going for a championship? It's all about you. Maybe be a little on the selfish side, but then again, it's all about you winning this championship. You don't really care much for your teammate winning it as much as you winning it. So if I were somebody and it were my teammate, I'd do just the same to them as I would to someone that's not my teammate, try to win a championship.
25 to go, bub.
Brandon Ketchum doing all he can to try to hold off Nicholas Vroman, but then again, he's going to need Nicholas Vroman to make a mistake to fall back further into the clutches of Edward Morris and Darren Clement, who's looking to make a move. But all of these guys in line, championship contenders, it could get real exciting here.
Oh boy, I'm looking, it's looking real close right now.
Man, that 41 to Ketchum trying to hold off Vroman. Vroman trying to make a move. Ketchum is on, not on Apocalyptic Motorsports. He's on Gillen Motorsports. Want to make that correction real quick. But these guys really working hard to win a championship for their team. And that 41 team, Gillen Motorsports, trying to hold off the powerhouse of Apocalyptic Motorsports. But Vroman is working hard trying to get Ketchum. This position here, it matters. Vroman really hasn't been in a position all night where a position matters, but now he's going to slip up wide, and here comes Morris on the inside trying to make a move.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, and Clement got the wall out of turn 4. He's pushing as hard as he can in that number 32 car, coming to 21 laps to go this time by for race leader John Gonzalez, who has run away with it.
Darren Clement, he's hit that wall several times tonight, ain't he?
Yeah, he recently has been hitting it quite a bit, and he almost hit it again there out of turn 4. He's pushing as hard as he possibly can in that number 32 car.
John Gonzalez has got it in his hands, buddy. He's about a pace off the bottom. That's where he needs to be.
Yeah, Gonzalez is just in cruise control right now, making sure he can make it to the end on fuel and whatnot here, as we've got 25 laps remaining this season here at Dover International Speedway.
Be 42 laps if he goes that way.
It's a little bit of a stretch on fuel. It's close, but I think they should have enough on fuel for those last 40 some odd laps they have to do. 42 laps, as you said, but it's going to be close. They should make it as long as they didn't burn too much. And then again, chances of another caution are still there, of course, as we've got a very intense battle going on for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, all on top of each other, and almost all of them are championship contenders.
And Nicholas is still right there, just happy to be where he's at, but he's in bad. I mean, right there is not where he needs to be.
Yeah, Vroman, he is hunting that 41 car down, and he really wants to make that move on Brandon Ketchum, but then again, he does not want to make a mistake. He does not want to make any mistakes. That's the number one thing. He would much rather finish where he is now than try to make a crazy move for no huge reason and end up losing the championship because of it. Because as they run, as much as Vroman wants to get by the 41 to assure that truth, as they run, though, he should take the championship. But then again, the 7 car of Morris, who's hanging out right behind him, the 32 at Ketchum, and the 12 at Thwaites, they're all hungry for more spots and more points. And they're not there to just give that 3 car the positions. They're there to fight and take those positions away.
Yes, they are. He just can't get the run on that 41. I tell you, Brandon Ketchum got the line he needs.
Yeah, Ketchum's been doing a great job just holding off. Vroman hasn't really been able to make a move. He's just been stuck sitting right behind him here with 20 laps left. The time is winding down here. Vroman's got to make a move at one point. The sitting in this dirty air behind the 41 is really causing him to use up more tires than he might want to.
Yeah, he ain't. I don't think he's ready to make that move yet. He's cooling them tires now.
Man, they are close together, though.
Yeah, they ain't letting up on it, are they?
They are pushing still. Ketchum knows what that position means. It could be the difference maker of a championship. If Vroman makes a mistake, that one spot could be it. And the other big difference maker is Eric Driggins, who took 2 tires on that last caution. He's been holding himself pretty well. He hasn't been actually losing a lot of time to the 3rd place car of Ketchum as he runs 2nd. But if they go green the rest of the way, those 2 tires might hurt him quite a bit. And he might get caught by the end of this race by those guys behind him, Ketchum and Vroman, and we'll have to see how that ends up working its way out.
Michael Thwaites just fell back. He's just getting out of their way, I believe.
Yeah, he just moved out of the way of his teammate there, Dylan Mirando. And, oh, man, Vroman got close that time. He actually washed up the track a little bit, but Clement lost a lot of time to that group of 3 in front of him, and he's really the big difference maker in that group, trying to break up the 7 and the 3 car there, the teammates. Because if he can cost a position for the 3 car, that could be a difference maker.
Boy, I'm telling you, he's right there in amongst it too, buddy. 7, I tell you what, Edward Morris ain't gonna give it up.
No, he's hanging out there in that position that he's in right there in 5th, and again, he's still in contention for this. He's still got a shot. He's 9 points out from Vroman, but he's going to need to get by all these guys and really make his way up to the lead, which is going to be a bit of a miracle because John Gonzalez has pulled a 3-second lead on 3rd place. As Eric Driggins just had a bad lap there, he lost almost a full second that time by. He had a moment at turn 4 last time by, and just like that, Brandon Ketchum, Nicholas Vroman, and Edward Morris have all caught right up to the back end of the 42 Eric Driggins, who's on older tires. He took 2 tires last caution.
I'm surprised he's still up there as close as he is.
Yeah, he's done really well for himself on those 2 tires. He ran toward the back, struggled all night long, but took 2 tires. I thought he would fall straight to the back, but no, he put up a heck of a fight.
Because he's got a run
Oh,
on him.
man, yeah, Broman stuck his nose under there out of 2.
Oh, he
That
pulled
was
it
a hairy
back.
move.
That
Yeah,
was
he
a hairy
did.
move.
Not done yet, though. All 3 of them nose to tail. You can tell that Ketchum's holding them up, but Broman does not want to take a risk at a move like that because that could cost him a lot.
Boy, he throwed it down there, didn't he?
He tried as hard as he could at a 2 and came up short still as he just played the safe game and held it in there behind him. That time he's sticking his nose up high, now back to the bottom. Really, he's just waiting for Ketchum to make a mistake, as he did right there out of turn 4. Ketchum pushes him down to the bottom. Ketchum needs to have a good run here out of turn 2 to have a chance. He's going to pinch Broman down to the bottom. Nicholas Broman with the pass that could win the championship as there's a crash out of turn 2. Darren Clement is around and in the wall, parked down on the inside, and the caution is out, but Nicholas Broman gets the position right as the caution comes out.
Yes, he did.
Darren Clement destroyed the wall out of turn number 2. Caution comes out. Nicholas Broman just gets the 3rd spot. Ketchum to 4th. Morris is 5th, and championship contender Darren Clement. His night might be over, and his chances at a championship might be over. And a look at what happened here out of turn number 2. It looks like he got down into the right rear of Dylan Miranda. Man, that thing just stopped turning for him in the middle of turn 2, and he destroyed the right side of that car.
Dylan Miranda, he did get into him.
Yeah, he came down the track trying to get back to the bottom on exit to get a run and cross over on Miranda. Miranda checked up and got into Darren Clement and caused Clement's car to wheel hop. You could see the car bounce a little bit and get off the ground, and caused Clement to go straight into the wall. Caution is out. The whole field is on pit road. With 10 laps to go, actually, Dylan Miranda makes a big call to stay out on the racetrack. It's actually just Miranda staying out on the track here.
He ain't gonna have enough to hold them all.
That's what he's got to do, though. He has to make a gamble like that because he needs to have a chance here at the championship here. And coming out first, John Gonzalez, Eric Driggins, then it's Broman, and Ketchum and Morris coming out next. But, yeah, Dylan Miranda has to do that. Because if he comes into the pits just like everybody else, he's not going to win the championship running where he was running. He's got to take a big risk like that, and I like that gamble that he just took. Because we have less than 10 laps left in this race. We have a caution right off the bat. That could be the championship-winning strategy right there. Because as they run, Dylan Miranda has the championship won. But then again, he is a lot slower than the rest of those cars behind him.
Oh boy, looky here.
Yeah, that's a huge call.
Yeah, it was.
That could be, I mean, he's got nothing to lose really, because the way he's been running all night and the position he was in, he was not going to win the championship if he came down pit road and took tires with everyone else. And that call he just made to stay out, and if everything rolls his way, he might as well. He could win this championship.
He got 33 laps on them tires there, Ryan.
The tires are absolutely shot, but he has nothing to lose. The way they run right now, he has 3 positions on Nicholas Broman, and being the leader, he gets 48 points over second place, would get 45, or 46 rather. So the way they run, Dylan Miranda has the championship won. But then again, old tires and such could be the difference maker. And then again, say Dylan Miranda comes out of turn 2, hits John Gonzalez, and they crash. God knows what could happen after that. This is completely up for grabs. It is going to come down to the wire between all of these championship contenders. Darren Clement might be out of it, but certainly Ketchum, Broman, Morris, and Miranda all in it to win it here, coming down to the wire.
Yeah, and you can bet one thing, they're gonna be running what they brung right now, buddy.
This is it. This is going to be, we're going to take 1 to green this time. This is going to be the final 6 laps of the season. We're going to take the green, completing 149. the final 6 laps of the season. And it's going to come down to those final 6 laps to decide the champion. We are far from over in this season. 6 laps and still 5 guys with a chance at the championship. Darren Clement, I wouldn't count him out yet. His car still runs, so it could still finish this race in front of all these guys if an accident does happen. But really, realistically, it's going to be Morris, Roman, Miranda, or Ketchum. But it's going to be wild. Miranda warming up those tires as we come down for one last restart.
I believe Dylan is hoping for a caution when he gets started.
Dylan Miranda, that's exactly what he's hoping for, is an immediate caution, because that keeps him up toward the front. If he can get a good restart here and clear Gonzalez and they get a quick caution, that could be the championship making move here as we come down. Pace car is in one last time. Miranda takes off and he is clear up to the lead. Dylan Miranda has taken off as the leader. John Gonzalez is second, and look at Nicholas Vroman is in fourth. He needs to make something happen here. He might not win the championship as they run right now. Dylan Miranda losing a lot of time fast as they're clean out of turn number 2. Gonzalez to the inside for the lead. Miranda has to back off. Gonzalez overdrives the corner. Here comes Miranda back to the bottom. It's not over yet. Side by side out of turn number 4. Door slamming for the lead. It's Gonzalez on the outside. And Miranda gets moved by Driggins. He holds on to it with a great save, but Gonzalez on the outside. Clear. Now it's Driggins on the inside with help from Vroman on the inside of Miranda. Miranda still trying to hold him off. Morris trying to make a move on Vroman. 4 cars under a blanket here as Miranda is holding off the 7 car of Edward Morris on the bottom, and it's just a big stack up behind the 27 car of the Dylan Miranda machine. As contact being made between Ketchum, he puts Morris in the wall. Clement's on the inside. John Gonzalez is running away. Oh man, Brandon Ketchum gets punted into turn 3. Lots of contact, but Nicholas Vroman comes out on top in third, and that is it. 3 laps to go.
He's got to pass that 42 there, Ryan.
Nicholas Vroman, where he runs right now, he's got the championship easy, and they're plowing down the wall out of turn 2. Davey Hendricks is no caution. They're staying straight. As they run right now, it is Nicholas Vroman's championship. Look at Darren Clement making a move, though, for that spot. That's still not going to do it. As long as Vroman stays in it, 2 laps to go for John Gonzalez in the 8 car.
Boy, this is coming down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen.
That 3 car of Vroman needs to take it easy, because where he runs, he's got it. He honestly might as well let that 32 car by, because that 32, if he takes out the 3, that could change things. There he goes. See, he moves out of the way as they take the white flag. Gonzalez takes the white flag. Vroman lets by Clement. Coming down, one last lap, one last mile left of this season. John Gonzalez has the lead. Clement's doing all he can to make up positions, but Nicholas Vroman running fourth, coming down to the finish. And here we come. John Gonzalez is going to win the race, but more importantly, Nicholas Vroman comes across the line in fourth to win the championship here for the Extreme Motorsports 99.com K&N Series from Dover. John Gonzalez wins, but Nicholas Vroman gets the championship here from a 4th place finish in a wild final restart of the season. Vroman holds off Ketchum, Miranda, Morris, and Clement as the championship drivers finish 3rd through 7th in a wild final restart here from Dover as John Gonzalez burns it down on the front straightaway. Nicholas Vroman holds off for the championship.
All right, Ryan, we got 3 cars in front of Nicholas. Let's get the 3rd and the 2nd one.
Yep. I'm going to bring up 3rd and 2nd. I'll do them, and then you can do race winner and championship winner. So we'll bring up.
I got it.
We'll bring up Darren Clement first, and then Eric Driggins, who finished 2nd, and then you can do John Gonzalez and championship winner Nicholas Vroman here.
Yeah, buddy, he done a good job, y'all.
Yeah, he deserved every bit of that championship, and it came down to a gut-wrenching one there at the end.
Boy, that was close, wasn't it?
It was closer than close. That was wild.
That was a good race, y'all.
That was awesome. Good way to end an awesome season. We'll bring up Darren Clement here in 1 second. Darren Clement, it's Ryan Gable up here in the OSR Network booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, man, we just got to witness an awesome race. And, man, you put up a great fight. You did everything you could possibly do to try to win the championship with the gap you had to make up. And, man, you were the best out of all the championship guys all night long and put up a great fight there at the end. Came back after crashing late up to a third-place finish. Great run. Anything more you could have done there tonight?
No, not really. I didn't have nothing for that 8, and I think maybe if I led more laps, I might have been able to get up a few more spots in the points. Don't even know how those fell out, but I know it was all or nothing tonight, as far back as I was.
So when it came down to the wire there, when you came into tonight knowing you still had a shot, was your thoughts more on winning the race or more on the championship?
Both, always both. Can't pass up a win. But I definitely tried to run for the championship, try to hope that the other guys would screw up more than me, and it looks like we all ran pretty decent.
All right, anyone you want to thank, any shout-outs you want to make here? Last race of the season, you guys did great all season long.
Yeah, you guys up in the broadcast booth always giving us a great show. Extreme for their wonderful admin and the way they run their show. It makes it fun. Great league to run for, and I look forward to coming back next season, and maybe I'll walk away a winner of the championship next year.
All right, thank you. All right, that was Darren Clement, your third-place finisher. We're going to bring up Eric Driggins here in the 42 car. Eric Driggins, it's Ryan Gable up here in the OSR Network booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Ryan, got you.
All right, Eric, you were probably all season long to wrap up the season one of the best guys to never win a race, and got another runner-up finish here this time around tonight here at Dover. Put up a great show. You got your teammate out there celebrating a championship win. Was your goal coming into tonight, even though you couldn't win the championship yourself, was it just to help out your teammates?
Yeah, we seem to work really well together. We've gelled really well as a team, especially over the last half of the season into this chase. Can't say enough about Nick. Nick put in the work. He's a heck of a driver for Apocalyptic. But I always want to put my best foot forward for the 42. We got behind back there, early in the race with a little bit of a scuffle there. Somebody getting sideways. Got us behind a little bit, but through pit strategy and some good hard racing, we got back on pace.
Is there anything more you think you could have done to end up winning the championship this season when it came down to the chase, these last 5 races? What more could you have done to maybe be there at the end?
Yeah, I tell you what, the turning point for the 42 car was really that wreck at Talladega coming out of 4. We come out of that, in the top 2 there, we're sitting in the top, at least the top 2 in points. That was just a huge momentum swing. But we regrouped, and we had a tough race last week. But I could definitely say it's that incident right there at the end of Talladega that really hurt us.
All right, anyone you want to thank, any shout-outs you want to make? This is the last race of the season.
Yeah, my guys, Apocalyptic. We put the best foot forward all season. Ed Morris, Nick, Michael Thwaites, Jerry Glenn, Dylan Morano. We try to do the best we can every week. Everybody shows up. We put in the work. And it's time for us to say bon voyage to this K&N car and move on up the ladder.
Sounds good. Can't wait to see what happens for you next season there, Eric.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. You guys do a great job in the booth, and talk to you guys as well.
Thank you, Eric. All right, bring up the number 1.
Yeah, we'll bring up race winner John Gonzalez, and it is official, top 3 in the championship points. I'll go through them right now. Dylan Mirando ended up 3rd in points. Brandon Ketchum was 2nd in points, and officially, yes, Nicholas Roman is your champion this season.
That was close.
Yeah, it was close. He only had 7 points over Ketchum, and Ketchum was only 3 points ahead of Mirando, and Morris was only 3 points out of a top 3, and Darren Clement was only 4 points out of a top 3. So it came down to the wire there at the end of the season. We'll bring up race winner John Gonzalez up right now, though.
John Gonzalez. John Gonzalez is Tim McBride, OSRN booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, Mr. Tim. I got you.
Yeah, man, what a race.
It was a fun race. Definitely a lot better than the last couple weeks I've had.
Boy, I tell you what, there in the last 5 or 6 laps there, buddy, I tell you, I knew if a caution didn't come out, this was going to be a rag busting time to get to the front row.
Yeah, that when that last caution came out, I was kind of saying some colorful words. But I took 2 tires, and I thought if somebody stays out, I might have a good chance. And sure enough, DJ stayed out there with no tires, and he got a good jump on me in the start, but I was able to run him down in a couple laps. So I didn't think it was going to stick all the way. 1 off into 3 when I absolutely sailed it off in there, and 2 when I was up there next to the wall coming out of 2. So, I mean, overall, it was a really good race, though. I needed that after wrecking out the last 2 races.
Well, John, you won the race here, the last one of the season. That'll give you momentum going into the next season if you stay in the K&N. But, buddy, I'll tell you what, you got anybody you want to find?
Big thanks to my teammates, of course, Andrew Mraz, Davey Hendricks, and our affiliates that we got going on, Clements and Brandon Ketchum. They were a big help today. And congratulations to Nicholas Roman on winning the championship. Long, hard season. He well deserved it. So, yeah, I will definitely be back here next season. I'll be in the K&N cars, and I'll be racing in the trucks again next season.
All right, buddy. We'll see you next time. You have a good one, and maybe we'll see you up front again.
Oh, you know it. You guys have a good night, and thanks for putting on the broadcast.
Yes, sir. You too, buddy. Thanks for putting on a good run out there.
No problem.
All right, let's get a hold of the winner.
Yeah, we'll bring up championship winner Nicholas Roman. He's actually with Rick Donathan right now in the booth. Not sure if I should bring them both up in here right now, but we got Donathan and Roman down in the staging room. I'll bring up championship winner Nicholas Roman right now for you.
Nicholas Roman, this is Tim McBride, OSRN booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Ha ha! Buddy, you pulled it off there. You're the champion, man.
It feels great, honestly. Feels awesome. That was a heck of a race right there at the end, though.
Yeah, you had to stay where you was at, or one better. But when the 41 was ahead of you, it was scary. But
it was scary, yeah. But I was just content with running my race. Didn't want to force the issue, cause a caution, go to the back of the pack. I was just content running my own race, and it ended up working out for me at the end.
Oh man, you've done good all season there, Nicholas. You've won 4 races this year, and I'll tell you that's more than anybody else. But I tell you what, buddy, you have been one heck of a racer this season. And have you got anybody you want to thank?
First, I want to thank Apocalyptic Motorsports, man. We practice all the time together. We're sharing information. So shout out to those guys. Big shout out to you guys up in the booth. You do a heck of a job every single week, and a big shout out for Rick for running the league. I appreciate it for you guys letting me run in here.
We appreciate you too there, Nicholas, man. I tell you what, I was for you tonight. I didn't say nothing because I didn't want nobody to jinx, you know, but I was for you tonight, and buddy, you brought her home, and congratulations on that championship. And maybe we'll see you next year. Are you gonna stay in the K&N?
No, I'm not staying in K&N. I think I'm gonna be running Cup next year. I think that's the plan. But yes, sir, you'll be seeing more of me. Hopefully in the championship booth next year.
Well, buddy, you're here now, so that's what counts. And you go ahead and enjoy that championship. Rick Donaldson done talk to you?
Yes, sir, a little bit.
All right, he'll probably get a hold of you in the booth or in the chat room. But buddy, congratulations again. My hat's off to you. I had a good time. I enjoyed every minute of this year, y'all. Everybody in the top chat, I enjoyed it. I love y'all. All of our sponsors, simspeedshop.com, everything that's happened here this year, I enjoyed it. And congratulations again there, Nicholas, and we'll see you later, buddy.
All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate it again.
Yes, sir. Can't be beat, buddy.
All right, that's it for interviews.
Are they any use to going down the top 10?
Yeah, I'll run through the top 10. Finishing 10th was Brandon Fries in the 29 machine, and in 9th was Davey Hendricks. 8th was Michael Thwaites, and it was Dylan Mirando in 7th. 6th was Brandon Ketchum, who ends up 2nd in the points. Mirando was 3rd in the points. Edward Morris finishes 5th, who was 4th in the points. Nicholas Vroman, championship winner, finished 4th tonight. Darren Clement finished 5th in the points. He finished 3rd. Eric Driggins, who finished 6th in the points, he finishes 2nd tonight. And John Gonzalez pulls off the win here tonight. And, yeah, that's your top 10.
Well, I tell you what, I have really enjoyed you being in the booth with me this year. I hope you come back next year, Ryan. We had a good time. Everybody loves us. I hope they do anyway. We love you too, Pat. Everybody in the top chat. This is Tim McBrayer, and good night, everybody, from Dover Speedway.